Chip and Dan Heath wrote an excellent book called Made to Stick. For this section, I'm going to take their framework and apply it to brand storytelling. Their framework was the success framework. Success stood for simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, emotional, and story. So let's just start with by talking about simple. Brands need to distill their message to something the sixth grader could repeat. In order to do that, they need to remember that great stories should communicate one clear idea. You want to avoid clutter. You need to focus on what matters most. A classic example of a simplified message is Apple's Think Different campaign. The simple iconic message that Apple was up for different thinkers and for people who were sort of rebels and pirates was something that stood out for decades. Apple's Think Different campaign is iconic. Next up, unexpected. Starting with the unexpected, you can lead your audience to the message. To do this, you need to break patterns that people are used to seeing. And remember that surprise creates memory. In addition to breaking patterns, you can also use curiosity gaps to create something unexpected. Curiosity gaps are powerful storytelling tools that make your content more engaging and memorable. They work by creating a gap between what the audience knows and what they want to know, which drives them to seek out missing information. Some types of curiosity gaps include things like incomplete stories. We often see this in Netflix when we're at the end of one episode and it leaves us with a cliffhanger and we can't stop ourselves even though it's 1:30 in the morning and we have to watch the next episode. You can also create curiosity gaps with contradictory information. Giving people information that's counterintuitive or against what they believed makes them focus a little bit more and think about, why is that the case? Hidden origins and unexplained behaviors are other types of curiosity gaps that we could get. Where's this from? Or why do they behave this way? An example of curiosity gaps is Old Spice's "The Man Your Man Could Smell Like" campaign. It surprised us into wondering about what the man or what the man that your man could smell like actually smells like and how he's becoming that. So interesting, unexpected, opens up the curiosity gap and really broke our patterns if you go back and watch some of those videos or older commercials from Old Spice. Another way to make a story sticky is by using concrete, real examples that make the concepts tangible to your audience. You want to use vivid imagery and specific examples while avoiding jargon. You need to anchor your ideas to real life. In order to make something concrete, you need to add sensory details, include familiar situations, or even adding customer testimonials to your story can make it concrete. Now, this old M&M's campaign from when I was a kid talked about how M&M's were melt chocolate that melted in your mouth and not in your hand. And the cool thing about this is it really did make it concrete because when you opened up a pack of M&M's and you held M&Ms in your hand, you realize like, hey, this really doesn't melt. Oh, it does melt in my hand. I don't know if that's real or not, but as a kid, hearing that, I thought like, wow, that's so neat. It really does melt in my mouth, not in my hand. Amazing. And that sort of imagery, tangibility, I could go in and open up a bag of M&Ms and see it for myself. That sort of marketing worked on me as a kid. Credibility and emotions are two essential elements that work together to make a story more impactful and memorable. Credibility ensures that the audience trusts information being presented, while emotions can create a connection that resonates with your audience on a deeper level. Credibility can be established through the use of statistics, testimonials, and real user stories. When a story is backed by credible sources and evidence, it becomes believable and trustworthy. That trust is crucial for the audience to accept and internalize the message being conveyed. Emotions, on the other hand, play a significant role in making a story relatable and engaging. By tapping into the audience's identity, values, and fears, a story can evoke strong emotional responses. These emotions help the audience connect with characters and narratives. It makes the story more memorable and impactful. When you combine credibility and emotions, you can enhance the overall effectiveness of a story. A credible story that evokes emotions is more likely to stick in the audience's mind and inspire action. Finally, stories. Stories help turn your brand message into a narrative with a character, conflict, and resolution. And when you do this, stories can help you in multiple ways. It helps you package your message, it helps you inspire action, and it helps customers remember you. Remember, people remember heroes, challenges, and change. If we can tie in these different elements into our stories, we can create an impactful brand narrative that people will remember and they'll remember our messaging.